right, there we go. Hey everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another great day of FileMaker training at fmtraining.tv. I'm the creator of fmtraining.tv, where you can learn all about the FileMaker platform and learn how to build better FileMaker applications for you, your customers, your organization. This broadcast is completely free to everyone and is being broadcast in high definition to Discord, YouTube, and to Twitch. This broadcast is being recorded, which is really great. Of course, we might clean up the recording a little bit, so if we make a malfunction during the live stream, then of course we reserve the right to clean that up on the recording later on. However, because it's a live broadcast, we encourage you to ask questions. In fact, some people get aggravated when there's this dialogue with you and we ask questions. We want questions. If you have a question, odds are other people have the question too. And so I want to thank everyone for logging in, Ken and TK and Dave One, Dave Learning, Ed, Elzo, Carol, Jake, Mike, all of you, welcome once again to another great broadcast. Now, as a reminder, if you want to check out the upcoming broadcast, go to fmtraining.tv, press the left tab for the live button. You can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. That's pretty awesome. Additionally, if you want to help support this channel, right? We always say this, this broadcast is brought to you by fmtraining.tv, bringing you the greatest and the most entertaining FileMaker training videos available. So the idea is that if you want to help support the channel, make sure you check out our on-demand video bundles. We have videos that cover the latest version of FileMaker. We have videos that cover the deploy course. In fact, we used to sell the courses individually. Anymore, it's just much simpler to sell a complete bundle for a low price. We do this on an annual basis. So if you buy one of the bundles, that really helps support the channel. It ensures that we can keep coming back every day, because this broadcast actually takes a lot of money to run. The people here don't work for free. As much as I would love that to be the case, they do want to get paid. So moving along, today's broadcast is being supported by the folks at the Los Osos office. That would be Haley Marie, Christian Olson, and the awesome coaching team down there. They're originating the broadcast. And so let's go ahead and cut over to them right now and get our guest speaker going as well.
Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome to Tuesday. Hey Nick, how's it going?
Doing good, thank you, Haley. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Not usually here on a Tuesday, but happy to join. So today we have Nick that is going to discuss merge fields in FileMaker with us.
We are going to discuss merge field. Okay, so thank you, Haley, and thank you everyone for joining in today. So today is kind of a slow day, okay? It's a merge field, and for many of you, it's not a mystery what it is. But maybe you don't know how useful they can be, and maybe you don't know where it is better to use merge field than fields. I have some rules because based on my return of experience of over the years, like merge field works better in certain environment. Like iPhone, iPad layout, iOS layouts and web directs for many reasons. So I'm going to explain that to you today. Okay, so why merge field is better than other, when to use them, and what they do. Okay, but as I like to do, I like to introduce always a feature of FileMaker and for what they were intended for at the beginning. Okay, so I'm doing that often. FileMaker came in the past, in the middle age of FileMaker, they came with this, and they had a reason. And then we transformed that and we use that differently. We accommodate the feature to do something else, and then FileMaker let us do what we wanted with that, and they didn't close some loopholes. So they let the thing go. Right? So they do that often with many features in FileMaker. So let me explain to you for what they were intended for at the beginning. The first thing they were for, let's say I have a text here and I say hello Nick, today is and today is, or I don't know the date today, 11/17, okay, 2020, and your your phone number is 555-78 and your email is nick@rcc.com, okay, which is not my email, but you got the point. So you have we'd like to ask you to confirm, okay, so blah 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 blah, and that say Nick, okay, Nick Hunter. So what the merge field were intended. So so they were intended that you had a layout, okay, with a text like this, and knowing that FileMaker at the origin was what they call a form database, a form editor. You were creating forms, okay, and you were printing forms. That's what the FileMaker was for. It was advertised as is, a form management, okay. So they had this kind of a system here. You type a text on the layout, right? Text, and you can have bold here, and you can have this with a different color, and you want to underline, and you want the color, etc., etc. So you can do whatever you want here, okay? So hello Nick, and you can have that bold, and see, and you can have this whatever. Okay, so you go to point, you have a text, and then you can print that as a form. But this is dead text. What I call dead text is that is not interacting. This would be this for all the records, okay? So now what you want to do, okay, you want to connect the text with records. So here I have the first name. So I want to merge this field with the content of this field into the text. So I'm selecting. So I want to remove Nick. I don't want Nick. I want whatever is in the first in this field, right? So I go to insert, and I have the merge field kind of a function here, which is this. You have the shortcut here, which I'm using a lot. So I want the first. I want first. So here, see now, I have hello first. You say, okay, yeah, cool, but I don't want, what will happen? But it will happen this. So this is the record for Timothy. So now I have this changes with the content of the field. Okay. So far so good. You understand what the merge field is for. So I can do the same for the phone. Okay. So I'm looking for phone, and I can do the same for the email. Okay. And so that's it. Okay. So that's good. Okay. So see, I have the phone number that is here, and I have the email that is here, right? So, and it changes with, so now I have a personalized kind of piece of text. Remember yesterday, I was making a demo of substitute. So substitute came much later than this. This came from the beginning of FileMaker. Merge field exists in the beginning of FileMaker. Substitute came much later, and so substitute it's an advanced way to do what I'm doing now. Okay, this is you have a piece of text and you merge it. So now, as you guess it, this is in the layouts. Okay, I'm not talking about creating, right? I'm not talking about creating something like this. You know what I mean? Hello, and you put this here. You put the what's the name? The first. You know what I mean? And you say and you put the the something like this, right? You know what I mean? So it's not like this at all. Where you need to take care of this, hello Channing, so this is the calculation. here we are in the layout, so it's much easier. It's much easier to do that, because you just edit the text and you change the value. But it's only visual. You cannot take this and do something with this. You need to what's the name? You need to create a calculation if you want to do something like this and use that as in a variable, or use that in a set field, for example. So you need to have a calculation. This is just visual in the layout, right? This is great. So now so you know what merge field do. You see, for example, you can say, okay, I want the first to be I want the first to be in uppercase, right? So this works too, right? So it's kind of cool, right? You do this. You can say, I want uppercase, I want bold, italic, whatever the style, and you don't need to put a calculation on style. You know what I mean? If you want to do that with a calculation, you need to do, to set the style. You need to set the color. You need to set a lot of things if you want to do that in a calculation. Okay, so now I want to show you something that maybe you don't know, and I love that because it's helped a lot. For example, here I said today. I said in my sentence here, I'm saying today is 11/17/2020. But okay, but what about tomorrow? Because this is static, so that means that will forever. That will never change. So you have another thing that we call merge symbol. So you have here in the insert, okay, you can insert a date symbol, a time symbol, a username, a page number, okay. And then you have other symbol. So those here are just a shortcut from symbols, but here you have all the symbol, okay? So what symbol means? Everything that you can get, all of this, you can merge into a field, okay? All the gets, account group name, account name, active stuff, active this, application language, all of this, you can merge. So demonstration, I want to merge the get current date, okay? So I'm going to insert and I say, okay, I can do dates if I want, say current date, do this, but I want to show you the other symbol, so in other symbol, you have the current, whatever, current date, current time, desktop, you have a layout name, layout access, layout account, layout number, layout, you have all the gets, everything that is gets, you have the possibility to merge it. So I want to merge, I want to have the date symbol. Okay, so now this will show up the date. If I change the date in my system, it will change the date here too. So now you guessed it. I don't want Nick Hunter because maybe it's not me tomorrow. Maybe somebody else will log in the system. It won't be I want that to be insert symbol, and I want to be the username. Okay, I don't want Nick Hunter. So now I have Nicholas Hunter because that's my username. If I go to preference, my name is Nick Hunter. If I change this to say hello or whatever, Nikos, that's my Greek version of name. So then Nikos, it changes. Okay, so that's kind of cool to know that you can merge. You can merge other thing. So, for example, I use a lot of this. For example, okay, I use a lot of this layout name. Layout name, layout. Okay, so I want the layout name here. I have my layout name, contacts. If I change the layout name here, I change the name, okay, and I close it now. See, it changes. So you can. It's kind of cool. You can use that at your advantage. Okay, Sometimes, I want to know who is logged in. Okay, sometimes I'm doing this. So now I'm going to show you something, what you can do with this. Okay, what is the application of those. Okay, so you can say you are logged in as, and you want, so it's this character here 2 times. Okay, and you say username, okay, and you close it. Okay, so now I say, okay, I want this to be black, and I want this to be or white, for example. I'll tell you why. But I want that to be much bigger. I want that to be 14 or 16, and I want that to be smaller. Okay, so you see, I want that to be a little bit grayish like this, and to be 10. So now I have something like this, and I can put that here, right? Like this, right? And it says, oh, you logged in as Nick Hunter, right? So you can, do this, and you can say this. So see, you can do something cool like this, right? You can organize and use the block text and make bigger, and smaller, So and you get your stuff. So you don't need to take care of that. You don't need to take care of who is logged in. Okay, you got a point here. So you have everything that you can get, you can merge, and this is with the insert, or the symbol. Okay, so this is what you can. So so when you have 2 ways to do things here. Say you see the syntax here. When you want to merge a field, is easy because you can merge using this tool, right? Or you can merge just typing, this, okay, and you say address. So you type the address of the, okay, you type the address, the name of the field, and instantly you have the address, right? So you can type, and you can or you can merge, use this tool merge. Okay, so this is, so do we have any questions for now, or
there's a couple. Well, Kyle Williams just mentioned a helpful tip. I can read that if you want, but then there's a Wade Adams on YouTube that had an issue with fixing text fields, but I don't know if you want to finish what you're doing first and then have me read that.
Yeah, on topic, with having merge fields in a label, you will need to name the label and add a script line to refresh the object for the label to update for Windows user. Oh, I didn't. I'm not a Windows user, so so you mean if I do this, but why you need? Because I don't understand why the label for label, because label is nothing else than text. So I don't know, but okay. Anyway, good tip. I didn't know that you have to refresh for Windows user. I had a problem with using a merge variable in a label. Okay. Wow. Oh, 2 things different here. Merge field, merge variable, 2 different worlds. Okay. I'm not yet there. Okay. The merge variable doesn't need to be refreshed. You need a pause. I'm going to show you that. Okay. My variable is not the same as variable. You don't have a validation process. Okay, let me explain. When you change, let's say I'm here. See, I have a data here, and I change this. Channing is not Channing, is is Chanong. Okay, so I've changed to Chanong. Okay, so here I'm validating. See, I click outside, I validate, and boom, it changed. So I have a update. I have the validations action validation process on the field makes the refresh for me. You got it? Okay. So On variable, you don't have, right? You don't have this happening. So that's why you need to refresh things, okay? So, but I'm not there yet. So, do we have any question about what I've said so far? So far it's self-explanatory. So I want to show you what you can do here. So you can create something like this, okay? A nice construction like this. But then after that, you can construct whatever you want to do. If you want to build a text and you want to build, like for example, let's pretend I have a field. Let's pretend I have a field that names a number of contacts, for example, number of projects. Let's pretend I have a field that updates automatically with a calculation. Okay, so the number of project attached. And I said here I want the text saying, okay, I want to merge the full name, okay, or project, for example. We can have project, and you say parenthesis merge number of project and this, okay. So let's say you have a title, you have something, you have a portal, and I don't know if I have a project here. Do I have a project? Maybe this will work. Title, date, city. Okay. Oh. Okay, we can do this. So that's the projects. So I have, okay. Let's say I have a script here, okay, that tells me how many projects I have on this for this guy here, okay. So let's say I have a script like this that says, set projects and sets field number of project. Let's say I have this, and I want the count of projects. Yeah, I want to count this. I can explain count later. So let's say I have a script like this, okay, and so let's put this here. So, and see, I have a project here, and I want that to be, I have 23 projects. So see, I'm using merge variable for this kind of things. You have the project, and you have the number of projects, and you get automatically what that means. You don't need to, so you have one label that tells you that the project list, okay, and it tells you have 23. You get it. You don't need to know. You don't need to say, oh, number of project 23. You got it. Is that those all of those are projects, okay, and they are projects, and there's 23 projects, okay. So this is kind of how I'm using merge fields, okay. So another thing that is interesting with merge field before we switch to something else, the why I'm using merge field a lot is because sometime you think you use this function here, you use the browse mode here, and you say, okay, I don't want people to go in browse mode. Like for example, you see here, I can go here inside and change it, but I don't want, I just say browse mode, I don't want to go, right? You think you can go, you think you cannot go, but there's ways that FileMaker sometimes land there, even though you didn't let the people to go. And I can't reproduce when that happened, because it's happened when you have a malfunctioning, let's say misplaced tab order, and you have a script that halt in the middle of a process and stuff like that, and you have the chance to land in one of those fields. I know that is already that oh yeah, I know that open. That's a good topic on projects. I like the topic. So you know what I mean. So I when you have a script and you can land and edit the field even though you cannot go, and I can show you that it's possible. It is possible to go to the field. If you say go to field, and you want to go to projects title, even though you said you cannot go, the script can go. Even though, you know what I mean, the script will go. We've passed this, this restriction here. The script won't take care of this. It's only the mouse when you click on it, or on iPad, iPhone when you tap on the field. But the script can go there. So sometimes you have within the scripts, you can have a situation where you can land there by accident. Okay. So here what I'm doing, I don't, on portal like this, when I need to click on portal like this, I just don't do that. I don't use field, I use merge field for security reason. So now I'm going to show you a trick that I have. And this trick is very useful. How to get those merge fields, right? How to get those fields into merge fields. They are fields, but I want to get them on merge fields. I double click on the field here. Just double click, and I click OK. Now I go to Insert Merge Field, and automatically I land in where I click OK, and I can say OK, and now I have the same field as a merge field. So I can just do this. Okay. Now do the same for date. I double click on the field date, I click OK, then I click OK here, merge the field, and then I get the date automatically. So I don't need to go and chase, right? So now here I have exactly the same thing, but they are merge fields. So now my script here, go to field, if I do this script, right? If I do this script, this is what happened. Look what happened. Field is missing. No way even a script can go there, because it's no longer what's the name? It's no longer a field, right? So here I want to answer a question about somebody on Discord here asked the question to how to get the project. If there's one project to say project, and if there's two projects, you say projects. Okay. So that's very easy. So I have a project label. So you create a field, okay, and you say this. Okay, if number of projects equal 1, you say projects. Else, projects. Okay, so this rule here works only for the English, because in English, 0 projects, 0 is plural. Okay, that in English. So you say if it's 1, it's singular. Otherwise, it's S, because even 0 will be plural. In France, I would have said this: if it's superior to 1, if it's greater than 1, then it's projects. Otherwise, it's project, because 0 in France is singular. It's not plural, right? So you have, depending on your language rules, you need to adapt that technique. But let's say we are in US, so we said that if it's equal 1, it's singular. Otherwise, it's plural. Okay, so I have this. So I have a project label. So you saw the thing. So now I can use the merge field to say this, I have the project label and I have the number. Okay. So here what happened here. So I need to update this. So 2 projects, 1 project, 10 projects, right? So 1 project is singular. So this is how I'm doing this. Okay. So, and merge field for all this kind of a refinement. Let's say that refinement, that this is when you are a maniac like me, and you want things to be perfect. Otherwise, yeah, somebody said that you can use this technique, which is used a lot. You say project parenthesis S, right? Which is what many people use. But let's face it, it's more elegant to have this, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
real quick, I don't. Agent Chevy said that you were saying something about using pause to update merge variables.
yeah, so it depends where. Okay, yeah, I'm going to show you that.
Okay.
So let's. Okay, everybody wants to talk about merge variable. So let's talk about merge variable. Okay.
Okay, I just do want to throw out there, Wade Adams on YouTube had some issues with merge fields, and so I do want to make sure that we get to that.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. What's the question?
More of like a scenario, but he said that he had issues with using text fields in merges when trying to format the numbers. It would not format the numbers to currency.
Yes.
Example would be a collection of notices on
I
invoice.
love this question. Okay. Okay, this is a great question, and I should have thought about it, but great. Well, so let's put that on the side. Let's say I have a number. So I have, this is a number, okay? This is a number.
Mm-hmm.
This is the number, okay? Defined as a number. And let's say, so I have my stuff here. Let's take this label. Mm-hmm. Number of project, this is a number field. So what happened is, if I use this here and I say, let's say it's a currency, and it's a currency I want to, and I want the dollar symbol. Bam. Because my merge field was a currency. So now.
So I want to read, before you go on further, I want to read, he sent 2 more messages he said to be a little clearer, we are merging 3 number fields, one formatted for currency, the other is a phone number, and the other is a zip code. I'm unable to get the currency.
I know. Okay, so yeah, but I was going there.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So now, let's say, if you have a number, if you have a phone number as a number, first of all, we never ever make phone number numbers. Never. You know why? Okay. Because that's what he has done, maybe. Because if you have phone numbers as numbers, okay, if you create this, here what happened. Sometimes you have a phone number. Okay, so those are the phone number as number. And you say 001 dash 90 dash you do this, and it works. Yeah. Why it works? It shouldn't have worked because it doesn't like the 00. Did I put that on a number? Yeah. You should have insult me. I don't know why. Because normally you said 001, it doesn't say. It works, okay, but you don't do that anyway. I don't know why. Normally it shouldn't have worked. See, okay, here. See, so if you say something like this, it consider that as a scientific number. So that's what you get, right? So that's why we don't put our phone numbers as number, okay? Because it doesn't like this, okay? So because you want to be able to do whatever you want, put characters, you put, and sometimes you have extension 23, so you want to be able to do whatever you want. So, okay, let's say I have scenario, okay? I have the quantity that is a number, right? and I have the amount, which is the number. So I have two things, quantity, and I want to do something like this. So let's put that on the side. And I want to do something like this. I want to merge quantity, and I want to say quantity by and the amount. Okay? So and I said those, and I want those to be a currency. So because both, I need to put something in quantity and amount. Okay. Quantity. I use that a lot for iPhone layout. So I'm going to explain that on my iOS demonstration in 2 weeks. So here I have two quantity. So this is quantity, okay? So let's put that here. So that's quantity, and that is the amount, okay? So and I have merge field here. Two, but I don't want the quantity to be, I don't want the quantity to be this, right? I don't want the quantity to be what's the name? A currency. I want this to be the currency, but this I don't want to be a currency. But I need my quantity to be a number because I have plenty of calculation on the back. You know what I mean? I have calculation and stuff like that. Quantity must be a number. It cannot be a text, okay? It cannot be labeled as text. It needs to be a number. But if I do this, that doesn't work. So what I'm doing here is very simple. I have quantity as text. And this is a text field. So you have an auto entry calculation. So you have quantity number. And so quantity as number. And you have quantity as text. And what is quantity as text? Is pretty much whatever you put in quantity as number. That's what I want. So I want a perfect replication. Whatever I put there, I want that in the text. But because this is now the type of the field is text, when I will merge this field inside, so let's say, okay, I update this. Now I change this, and I said, I don't want quantity as number. I want quantity as text. Okay. Here what happened? Bam. The 2 is no longer a currency because this here applies only to numbers, and this is no longer a number. So you know what I'm doing here. You see, you got the point here. Let's say you have you want to because this is great. 2 by $23. Okay, so that's what I want. I want the quantity 2 by 23. So, and I don't want the 2 to be $1. I want that to be $1. So you don't need to use, to be tricky and put yourself your own dollar sign. You know what I mean? No. You can play with this and say, okay, I don't want the merge field kind of a mechanism, a feature, will analyze this and say, okay, this is a number and this is a text in my definition of fields. Okay, that is a text and that is the number amount. Okay, so the formatting here will apply only to numbers, not to text. This for date and this for time. So let's say, for example, you want the same thing as a date. Let's say you have a date. Okay, so do I have a date? Yeah. So let's say I have a date. Okay, and this is a date. And I want the date here as of, and I want to merge the date. Okay. So now I have this. So I need to put the date. Okay, hold on. Date. Okay. So I need to put a date here. So as of, so now if I use this and say I want, I want this, it will mark, see, as of November 17, 2020. Okay. So the formatting works. But if I change the dates and I remove the format, I say, okay, this is no longer a date, this is a text, then this doesn't work anymore. Right? So I hope I answered the question here.
I'll give it a few minutes since YouTube's a little bit behind and
Yeah.
see if Wade has
But
any other.
this is how you play with the merge field system when you have to you need to do this trick, like where you have two numbers, but one is a currency, the other one you want it to be not currency. So you need to pretend this one is a text, right?
Yeah.
And then the formatting on the in the inspector doesn't work anymore. Okay, it doesn't apply because it's text. If I put that number, right, you go back, bam, now it's a currency. It's no longer 2 baht. It's $2 by $24, which is not what I want, right? So let's move on.
I do have one other question that somebody
go
has
ahead.
about. Emmanuel asked, if you want to fulfill an MS Word form file, is it possible to do it with merge fields? If yes, how?
If you want to merge,
If you want to fulfill a Word form file, is it possible to do it with
No,
merge
no, no.
fields? No. Okay.
No. You can create a new you can have a new layout, because this is why merge field was intended for. See, you have a full you have a layout like this, and you show you go to view and you show the page break, and you show the page margin. So pretty much now you are pretending you are in you're pretending that you are in what's the name, in a Word kind of a situation here. Okay, this is what you pretend. Okay,
Got it.
okay, so you pretend you're in a Word, and then you have a giant text here. Okay, and you typing, right? Okay, and you can have merge fields and stuff like this, right? So but this is not a word. When you print it, you get this, right? And you can print it, but you can print that as a letter and stuff like that. You can use that as a you can use this technique as a text editor if you want, right? But you won't be able to edit this. This will be merged. This will be hard coded in the layout itself. If you want to change the text, you have to edit the block, and you have to go to layout mode and edit the block. It's not like you cannot merge field into. Okay, so that I think I know why the question came up. You cannot merge field into fields. That means you cannot go here and say you cannot go there, okay, and say insert and merge fields. You can't merge fields here. What I mean? I wish we could. That would be awesome, but you cannot merge field into fields. So you cannot have a big giant fields and insert you cannot have hypertext fields, stuff like that. We can't merge stuff into fields, which is, it's frustrating. We should have it for a long time. So what the question, TK, I get it. Please thank Nick, as he does realize it's not that easy. I appreciate the explanation. About
That's from Wade Adams for explaining the merging with the number fields and the one formatted currency, the thing that you just finished doing.
Okay, it's not obvious, but now you with this trick with the quantity, I wanted, because I had an invoice kind of system on an iPhone, and because of the small real estate back in the day, we were an iPhone 4. Okay, I couldn't say quantity equal. No, I needed to do something. I needed to do a labeling that was kind of concentrate, and that was the solution I came with. I need to put the date back in the day. So yes, thank you anyway. I appreciate that. I was right on the money with this. So let's talk about a little bit the merge variable, because that's what people want to talk about. So I don't know why it's so slow, but it will.
Okay, while you're getting to where you need to go, somebody on YouTube said, how do you hide a word or label? Example, hide the word project if the field is empty, if it is the same with the if statement?
How to hide a word label? Hide the word project is oh, that easy. Let's say, let's get rid of this. Say, what the heck is this? So let's say, so let's remove this. And so let's say there's zero. Let's say zero, for example. Zero or empty, okay? So empty, the word is going away. But let's say I don't have the label. Yeah, let's say I have zero. Let's say you want to say if there's zero, hide the thing, for example. I'm just pretending a situation. Very easy. So you go there and you say on the hide stuff here, you say is empty or a number of project equals zero. Okay, so then the thing goes away. If you put one, it's there. If you put zero, it's there. Now you have another thing you can do. Is let's pretend I have a I don't is what if it's empty, but for example I want to hide this for example I want to hide this if there's nothing in first and last, okay, right? This is more a hiding technique here I'm using. So and I want the both to be empty to hide this. So, and this is the technique I'm using, and you will make fun of me because I'm using list for that. Okay. So, and I said this. If I want both to be empty to hide this, okay, I say is empty the list of first and last. So I have both. So now I create a new record. So is empty. If I put something here, is not empty. If I put something here, is not empty. It works. So I did the condition of both need to be empty too. And instead of saying if is empty first and is empty last, you know what I mean? So you use list. And you do this. If it's empty, this, so list is very powerful for that. Yeah, I'm listomaniac, but sorry, but it saved me a lot of if and cases. And if it's not empty, the empty of the not empty of something that you get epileptic if you start to do it. So let's start talking about, because timing flying.
Yeah.
At the beginning I said, okay, what can I say about merge field? And see, we have the thing.
Now we got 8 minutes left in.
Yeah. For the last thing I want to, to show you why I'm using merge field. Before we start with the variable, something that is awesome. Let's say I'm carrying things from file to file, file to file. Let's say I copy a table with fields. The field name's the same, everything's the same, but what changed is the context. Let's say I want to move the thing to another context, but the field name is the same. Let's say I want to move to a context which is project 2 or whatever, another context. And I want to do that quickly. Okay, I go to layout mode and I go to find replace. And I said find replace. I copy the thing I want to replace. And I said find replace. And let's say I want to find this and I want to change with our new project. No, Nick. That's the name of my context. That the one I paste, it doesn't work, it's broken, and I want to do this. and I want to say replace all. So he found 2, and now he replaced it. So all my merge field now has the new context, and I don't have to do this change long, this change long, this. You know what I mean? I don't have to remap something like this. Is bam, right? It's very, very easy. So now you can see people are struggling with this because the merge field sometimes is doing this. So that's very easy to fix. First of all, you use the coordinate here. You want this for 120 or 110, and you want this to be 17 height. Okay, so that's it. This is how you fix the text here. You use the coordinate here to fix the height and the length. Yes, I know about the what's the name? The trick about what's the name? Making this small like this. This trick here to put that as 1 here, but I don't like it because it's not discoverable very well. So wish I had known this 6 months ago about what the Scott can say. I wish I had known this 6 months ago about the replace. Oh yeah, find replay. That's why I'm using a lot of those. I'm using a lot of those merge field because it's very, very powerful to have this this technique. So now let's talk about the variable, the merge variable. Okay. So let's say I have a merge variable here, and I want to merge a variable. So to merge variable, you don't have a dialogue or something. You need to type it. So you need to merge a variable $. Of course, okay. This is obvious. You can merge only global variable. You cannot merge a local variable because the local variable will disappear if you can in certain way, but most of the time you want to merge a global variable. So make sure you put two $sign when you merge a variable, okay? And this is the variable, okay? I want to merge the variable name, variable name, okay? So this is the variable I want to. So you have two sign like this, two sign like this, to end, beginning, end, see, like this, see? And you put the name of the variable here. So far there's nothing because my variable is not set. So let's say I want to set a variable here. Let's make this window a little bit smaller here because it's very big. Okay. So let's say I want to set a variable here. So it's variable underscore Nick, okay? And I want to say, hello, how are you? Okay. So this is what my variable will set, okay? So I'm here and I set the variable, so nothing happened, okay? Nothing happened. So you need to refresh. If you refresh a window, okay, you need to do that. But refreshing the window is kind of a very hard stuff. So what you can do is refresh your objects, name variable. So you name the object, okay? Merge fields, okay? You name the object, and your script, you say set variable, and then you say refresh objects, right? And the object name is this, okay? So if I change a variable, let's say to make something happening each time I click the button, let's say I want the UUID each time, okay? So here, so I change it now. See, change it. So if you remove this, it won't update, it won't do it. You need to refresh the window or the object. But refreshing the object is extremely small events. When refresh the window is kind of a big event. So now what I was saying is this. Okay, so now you know that when you merge a variable, you need to refresh the object, right? Or you need to have something happening on the field. Like, for example, let's say you have this, you have something happening on the layout, right? And you change the name here, okay? So it should have, no, it didn't. No, so you need to refresh the object to get the thing. So set variable, refresh the object when you need to refresh the object. Now, what I was saying about changing changing the variable on the fly with the pause is when you have one layout and something happened, you change a variable and you have a succession of changes like this. Let's say you have this, and this. You have 3 times. This, it happened. This, it happened. This is happened, and this is happened. Okay, so each time if you do this on the fly, you will never see things changing. It will be too fast. So when you do something like that and you want to show something, let's say you set a variable, something happened. You have something happening. Then you set again the variable to do something else, and then you have something happening. You set the variable, and then you have something happening. Each time you need to do a pause for, let's say, a tenth of a second. Even though you are refreshing the object, okay? So because the pause, the refresh object won't work. Let's say you set the variable, you refresh the object, and then you have a workflow happening just after that. You need to have a pause in order to get the refresh to refresh the object. That's what I was saying. But you have this in very advanced ways. But for the variable, you need to refresh objects. So if you have 5 variables to refresh, we have to refresh the 5 object. Yes, sir. Or so depending where they are, when you do this, let's say I have under 1, under 2, under 3. Let's go 4. Let's say I have 4. Okay. So I have 2 times here. So that the 1. Okay. That the 2. And that the 3. So I don't do this. I do this. And I do this. Okay. And I have 1 refresh object. So what I do, I'll group those, in 1 object. I name that object, and I refresh that object. Demonstration. So let's say I don't do this, okay? I don't do it. I just refresh this. Nothing happened. Now, if I refresh my group, bam. That's it. Very simple. So you group them in 1 object, but you can have them 1 here and 1 here and 1 here and 1 here, and still grouping them. Mm-hmm. If you have variables that get updated, and so you can group them, because now you have the object tree and you can edit the group inside. See, you can edit the group inside without to ungroup it. And you have the object trees. That's my course. That's the webinar on Thursday. You're using, a lot of object. So you see, you have the variable merge field group. Inside, you have those. Okay. So, and you can hide this and then continue to work. I'm glad they did that. Clarice sometimes listen to people, especially me, when I'm yelling. That means if you go layout mode, let's say you hide something. I hide this object, and I hide a bunch of objects. I hid all of those objects. I go browse mode, I go back layout mode, they're still hidden. So before, the first time with the object tree, we're going browse mode and that's layout mode, and they were all coming back, right? So now if you hide something, until you leave the layout and come back, they will still hidden, right?
Right.
So that's how you you still have the benefit of refresh objects. So now and you can refresh this. So now there's another way. If you do, we have no, we don't have the time, but I can show you how to refresh an infinite number of objects with one unique scripts, right? And I'm going to show you that next time. Okay, let's say you have 200 variables and you want to refresh them without grouping them. You can do it. This technique is awesome, and I'm going to show you next time, promise. So I'm going to continue to show you things from yesterday. You remember yesterday the discussion was the merge fields into a layout. So yesterday I was talking about the merge field, right? So now normally you should know what a merge field is and you should know how it works, but I'm going to refresh your mind a little bit. So I'm going to share my screen. Share my screen here, desktop 2. Okay. So so this is my screen. Okay. So what a merge field? So I told you yesterday that you can have a text in a layout, and you can just merge fields inside a text. So you have a text, you format your text, and then you can put that italic. So you have the address. So you can have also, I'll show you that you can have a keywords for current date, for current time, or all the current other symbol here that you can insert. That pretty much is all the get function, get something, get desktop path, get menu set. So for example, I can get the layout name here. When I get a layout name here, I have the layout name. I can get the username, who is logged in. So you are logged in as, and you have the username coming here automatically instead of typing it, right? So, but that's fantastic because, you get things like this. It's fantastic. But this is dead information. This is what I call dead information. This is on layout only. I can see it and I might be able to print it, but that's it. Okay. And remember yesterday I told you that it is not possible to merge a field within a field. I cannot say here, I want to merge another field. I can't, I can't merge another field. Okay. So it is not possible and possible at the same time. And I want to show you how you can get all the benefits of this system here, the FileMaker way of creating and connecting text, inserting fields, and then you can see here when I move this here is this change with the record. So it's record based. The text here is record based, but I want to use that. I want to use that text now. I want to be able to do whatever I want with this text, not only see it. And if you go on layout mode, you can even copy it. You can, because this is pure text. Okay. So you got the point. Normally, if you follow me every day, like you should do, you remember I talked to you about something named get layout object attribute. You remember that guy? Okay, so now let's say I gave a name to this text here. This block here, this block of text, I gave a name. Okay. So I have the name of the block of the text. Now I'm going there and I want to use my good old friend get layout object attributes. And I want to point to that block. And I want Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. I want the content. Bam. So you can use the feature of FileMaker to use an object in a layout, a text object, which you have merge field inside this text and extract the result of this using the get layout object attributes. But it's not all. It's not all. Now that you know to do this, here's what you can do. Here's what you can do. Not only I get the the data, see? Not only I get the data, right? But if I change something, I change also there. So let's say I want today, what's the name? I want it red, right? And bold, italic, underline, okay? And I update this, bam. I get the format, I get the, I get the carriage returns. And so normally, if you want to do something like this, we're using calculation, you in big doo-doo, because this is what you need to do. If you want to do exactly this, okay, so you need to do this. First of all is format, okay? You need to set format. What's the name of the file? I don't remember anyway. I never use that. It's format something, text, font, text size. Okay, no, text style. Okay, so you need to do this. Hello, okay, and you need to do this. So this and right, and you want the first name. Okay, so you need to do this. Hold on, it's not what I want. I want this. Hello, space, and the first name, blah, blah. And, okay, you need this, this, and this. And the style is italic. Okay, so that's what you need to do. In order to get, just to get this, right, you need to do this. Okay, so if you want to get something like this, and you need to italic and bold, that means you need to add 2 times this text still add stuff, So it's a nightmare. Be honest, you have to be honest. If you want to do this, it's a nightmare. So now what I have this. So as you can see, if I change the name here, it changed here too. Right? So it goes there first. Because what is this? Okay, this is a calculation, auto entry calculation that says, get layout object attributes the merge field text content. That's exactly what I showed you earlier in a data viewer, right? So this is what it's doing. So I am using this. So let's say I'm putting more space here. Okay, so yeah, okay, so you do this, you update, boom, you have more space. You have your space. Right, so you use you merge, you create your text here, right? You create your text here, and you name the text, you name the block, and you use the get object layout attribute to extract whatever come here, and you say and you do this. So the advantage of this is that you don't even need that to be on the layout. You can put on the side here. Doesn't have to be on the layout, still work, still work, because the object is in the layout even if you don't see it. So you can, let's say you have multiple text like this, okay, on the side of the layout over there on the side, right, and different names, right, and you have different calculation pointing to another one. So like for example, I want to point, so I cannot, this is 2. I want to point to the number 2 now. Which is look like the same, but let's say I want to point to the number 2, okay, and I want to remove this. Okay, so that's the number 2. Let's say I want a calculation that points to the number 2. So I have another one, merge field, right? Merge field. I duplicate. This is 2. Okay, and I change it, right? And I target the number 2. Okay, poof, poof, poof. Okay, and now I have 2 times this, and this is the number 2. Okay, so here we go. You have the number 1 and number 2. You have 2 versions of the same text. Okay, so this is how you get, you gain a lot of, So now I'm going to get you ravioli nebulation. Okay, because this maybe is not enough. So let's get rid of this. Oh, let's put on the side here. And I want to get this this guy here back. Okay, this side is back. Let's remove all the styles. Okay, so I want no styles. Okay, because I want you to be fresh. So you have the text here, no style, nothing. So the text here, and I can select and do whatever. So now I say, okay, yes, it's cool. But now I want this. I want this inside, and I want something like this. I want the list here. I want the list of all the projects. I have 25 projects, and this is now a text that I extracted from the merge fields. So now I can do this. Here you go. Here you go. See? So you have a text ready for the emails, right? With all the project name, your date, the phone number, all the information that was there, ready to go. And you didn't. So I let you do with the old way. I let you do something like this, right? I let you do it. Enjoy yourself, like we do, like we said. Okay. So this is what I want to say. So about the merge field. So here, that's exactly why what I'm saying about the SQL stuff and stuff like that, or plugins and stuff like that. Most of the time is because you don't know the intimacy of FileMaker that makes you, okay, I need a plugin. But you don't even know you can do that. You can do many, many things without it. Okay. So, and that is a good demonstration. Now I know you guys are going to use that all the time, because that's why people say how you can get those emails so, advanced and with all the information, and how you can get that, because I'm using this. Okay. No, it does. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't keep the formatting on the email, but that's normal. It's because email, it's not, it's an HTML. You don't know, but when you edit an email here, when you edit an email, and you say you want that bold and italic, and you are editing, or you are in the HTML editor. You're not on the text editor. You know what I mean? So that's why. And unfortunately, FileMaker doesn't have the text inside FileMaker is not a HTML text. It's a pure text. It's a text like TXT, right? It's a raw text. It's a RTF, So, question: can you update the merge field automatically with a trigger instead of clicking? So, yeah, okay, I have Amco. Yes, that's what I have. If you update this, it updates automatically. But if you change the format here, let's say you make that, you have more space here, for example. For my demo, it doesn't change here. So you need to make a change here, right? To have the change up. It's not even happening. You need to refresh. When you change the text, the structure of the text, you need to update it. Okay? So, so it's just the problem. But if you update data, you don't need to update the button. Okay, so it's just when if you go edit layout mode, you do a change in the structure of the text, and then you go there, and then you need to update the button, okay? Because otherwise it doesn't update really. It updates the data, but not the text itself. You can auto. That's what I'm doing, Moki. I have an auto entry calculation that goes that. Okay, look, you're going to get the file. You're going to play with it. It's for updating the text when you just edit it, right? You need to. I think normally when you do this, see, yeah, you need to. Okay, it's for my demo. You need to make a change to get the auto entry calculation. I don't want to do. I could have done my demo doing something like this all the time. Okay, but I don't want, so that's why. If you don't want to make change, but you want to trigger, you have the update button. Okay, so it's just, you know. And there's another problem also. My update button, you need to be committed to get the change, you know. And so it's look, you will see it's not that easy. Okay, but it's just when you make a change in the text. It's not in the data, you don't need to do the update, okay? For the data, but for the text, yes. Yeah, okay, so I'll let you, so the discussion now is over there. So yeah, you can do plenty of stuff. So now that I open the gate, you can use the whatever you want. And this was important to know that you can, so also what I want to say is, if you want to learn how to do something like this, right? To get something data, like, because I have multiple fields. I have one field here, another field here, and another field here, right? So if you want to learn how to get text like that without using SQL, because we don't need SQL for that. So you can buzz, and I'm going to show you how to get that, because actually here what I'm doing, I'm just points to a related table that I call list of or project full title. Okay, so this is the field. So I'm pointing to a certain kind of fields, and the relationship, the field itself is doing all the work for me.
So I think we are good. Yes.
We're good. Okay, so I'm
Perfect.
good too.
All
so
right.
you see,
Yeah.
much field. So now no secret for you.
No more secrets. All right. Well, thank you,
Yep.
Nick, very much. Always appreciate it. And thank you to all of our viewers today on Discord and Twitch and YouTube. And thank you for your patience while Nick had to step away and I had to fill in the gap. That's always fun.
Thank you for that. Sorry, guys.
So we will see you guys all next time. Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And the guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected. The quarterback, great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.